Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Grit, Grace, and Growth. I'm your host, Laura Naviquin, and today we are diving into a topic that I'm sure has crossed most of your minds at some point in your life. And that is it possible to work less yet earn more? Well, we all dream of achieving financial freedom while maintaining a balanced lifestyle, right? But is it really achievable, or is it just another pipe dream that we're fed? In today's episode, we're going to be exploring the idea and breaking down what it really takes to work less while earning more. And I'll share some practical tips with you as far as how to make this a reality. So, if you're an entrepreneur or a busy professional or just someone looking to optimize your life, this episode is for you. So, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's get to it. Let's start with a bit of myth busting. The phrase work less, earn more sounds fantastic, right? But often people associate working less with being lazy or not putting enough effort. But on the flip side, that's the traditional belief is that you earn more. So let's start with a big myth busting. The phrase work less, yet earn more sounds fantastic, right? But often people associate working less with being lazy or not putting in enough effort. And then on the flip side, you have the traditional belief that you earn more by putting in longer hours, working harder, sacrificing your personal time. But what if I told you that that is not necessarily true? The key to working less while earning more really does come down to and lies in leveraging your efficiency, your skill set, and your resources. And most importantly, shifting your mindset. It's not about being lazy, it's about working smarter, not harder. So let's break it down in some real life examples and strategies that have worked for me and for many other successful entrepreneurs and professionals that I have encountered in my career. But before we dive into those strategies specifically, let's talk about mindset. First step to working less and earning more is changing how we view work and productivity. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that more hours equals more success, right? But in reality, it's about the quality of the work and the value you bring to the table. Focusing on the outcomes aside from or other than the hours put in specifically. So let's think about what value you can have or what value you have and can create in less time, or what value, let me rephrase that, what value you can put in to create productivity in less time. So, how can you optimize your skills and your resources? This mindset shift is crucial. You have to believe that it's possible, first off, and be open to restructuring how you approach work. Now, let's get into the actionable part. One of the biggest ways to work less. Now, let's get into the actionable part. One of the biggest ways to work less while earning more is leveraging automation and delegation. For instance, if you're an entrepreneur, think about all the tasks that take up most of your time. Are these tasks that could be automated using tools and technology? This could be anything from automating your emails to using scheduling tools for social media posts. I know I should really utilize automation for social media posts because I definitely need to be more present on social media. So that is definitely a crutch of mine. But thinking back and figuring out what tools that you can use, there is so much technology out there, and I won't say that there's a solution for everything because I don't necessarily know that, but there are solutions for just about any task out there that you are looking to automate. And let me back that up a little bit, taking it back to about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, about last September, when I was trying to get my businesses going, trying to figure out how I was going to split my time and put in enough time into growing and scaling our business, and as well as be home and present with the kids to take care of them, spend time with them. After all, that is one of the things that I desired most. And it really was coming around and being introduced to automation. So automation of responses to comments that you get on social media, automation to emails being sent out after people subscribe. There are so many different forms of automation that you can be utilizing from in marketing, in funnels, and so forth. I won't necessarily go down the whole rabbit hole as far as all the forms of automation that I've incorporated within my business over the past year alone. But really, it's one of the things that I say, aside from the things that I brought to the table as far as consistency and stepping out of a comfort zone, that's really helped the business run, scale, and still allow me to have time to put into other areas of business and be present with my family. Okay, before I digress too much, let's now talk about delegation. So, if you're in a position where you can afford to outsource, considering hiring a virtual assistant or bringing in freelancers to handle tasks that aren't necessarily in your zone of genius. This allows you to focus on high value tasks that you are the expert in that directly contributes to your income. So, if you are great at pitching your company or handling the sales, bring in somebody else that can handle all the day-to-day tasks, responding to emails and inquiries and so forth, your social media or whatever it may be, so that you can spend your time more so growing your business. And this is the same thing, even, if you are uh, a, a busy professional, being able to assign tasks to other individuals on your team. I know this is something that I'm constantly working on, even going back to when I was in corporate America, because I guess I'm a control freak. It's hard for me to hand over certain tasks to other individuals because I feel sometimes if I have to spend more time educating or teaching someone else how to do it or worry about whether it's done timely or correctly, then I still have to re-involve myself and get it done myself. So ultimately, it's a crutch of mine where I want to handle it from point A to point Z and get it done myself. But that ultimately leads to having too many tasks on my plate and feeling overwhelmed or eventually burnt out. Or even now, so being an entrepreneur, allowing myself to input so much time trying to figure out certain things. I'm not saying not to learn new things or different areas of the business. However, if you're focusing too much time learning certain tasks or traits or how to run using certain tools or whatever it may be, so say marketing or PR or whatever it may be, and you're spending too much time in those, perhaps it would make a wise investment to hire out the experts to handle those for you so that they can get the results that you're looking for at a quicker time while you are able to pull yourself away from that and concentrate on the part of your business that you are the expert in. I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, but really looking at delegating some of those tasks can really help you contribute to your income. So contribute to your pocket. So working less, but being able to earn more. Now let's go over a few tools and techniques that have worked for me and others that I know. One, so like how do we build multiple income streams? Another way to work less and earn more is by diversifying your income streams. Think about it. If all your income comes from one source, you're likely putting in a lot of hours in to bring out that income. However, take a step back. Let's look at this from the 100-foot view here. But what if you had multiple sources of income, each contributing to your overall earnings? You could potentially work less on each one while still making the same, if not more. This could be through investments, side businesses, passive income sources like real estate, or creating digital products like online courses and ebooks and sell them while you sleep, literally. So, another backstory, those that are familiar with my background, I went to full-time entrepreneurship just over a year ago. And the whole goal and objective initially was to focus on scaling our real estate portfolio. This wasn't necessarily a business that involved others. It was our personal portfolio that we were looking at scaling. However, through that experience came success, but then also questions and inquiries from others that we knew that eventually developed into trying to teach others how to do that. And that is something that I truly and genuinely enjoy is helping others have success in their goals and dreams. But this also created an opportunity to create digital products. So by being able to create digital products to educate others on multiple different strategies that we've used, this is now another stream of income to us. There's so many different ones out there. You can create multiple different digital products, invest in real estate, invest in stock, so many different opportunities out there. Buy a small business, run a small business, whatever it may be. I've seen people who have started with just one income stream eventually grow to have multiple sources, and it doesn't necessarily take incredibly long to achieve that. This allows them to work fewer hours and overall earn while they are not being present in those businesses as well. I'll share a couple of examples and tips on how you can start building multiple streams of income. Let's talk about prioritization. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of work, answering emails, attending meetings, managing small tasks, but how many of those activities are actually driving your income? To work less and earn more, you need to identify and prioritize high impact activities, the ones that directly contribute to your income. So here's the technique that I recommend, the 20-80 rule, but also known as the Pareto principle. It suggests that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Your goal should be identifying that 20% and focusing your time and energy there. So let's break down how you can apply the 80-20 rule to your daily work routine to maximize your earnings and work. Lastly, let's talk about work-life balance. It's not just about working less and earning more. It's about creating sustainability, creating a sustainable lifestyle that allows you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's because burnout is real. It's important to create boundaries between work and personal life. Working smarter means you have more time to spend on things that matter to you, whether that's family, hobbies, self-care, whatever it may be. So, is it possible to work less and earn more? Absolutely. But it requires a mindset shift, strategic planning, and willingness to try new approaches. Remember that it's not all about the number of hours that you put into your work. It's about the value that you're creating and how efficiently you can leverage your time, skills, and resources. So I encourage you to take the next step back, take a look, and evaluate how you can start implementing these strategies in your life. Start small, make adjustments, and watch how your work-life balance and income transform. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Grit, Grace, and Growth. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with anybody who could benefit from it. And don't forget to follow me on social media for more tips and insights on how to grow in all areas of your life. Until next time, remember, growth takes grit and grace. You've got this.